All right. Please let me know if you can hear me clearly. Please type in the chat box. I had some issues logging on. It was crazy. So type in the chat box to confirm to me that you can hear me and see me clearly. All right, as I wait for the comments, let's pray. Dear loving Father, we thank you for today. We surrender this segment into your hands such that your will is done. Thank you that what needs to be said is said, what needs to be done is done, what needs to be communicated is communicated. We thank you for a God victorious session. We thank you, we love you, we honor you, we appreciate you. In the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, we pray and believe. Amen. Okay, cool. So let me see if please let me know if you can hear me or see me. Type in the chat box. There should be a chat on the right hand side of your screen, at least if you're on the laptop. With the phone, I'm not sure. I need to check that out. Let me know. Please confirm to me if you are hearing me and you can see. It's very important for me to know. To know. Yes. It's important. It's important. It's important. Or at least give me a thumbs up or something, because the chats here are not showing. I'm just wondering why the chats are not showing. Let me see if I'm able to see from the screen. Oh, here you were. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, cool. So let's get this party going. We're going to talk about preparing for life and career success as a university student. And I'm excited about this because I will tell you why. I'll tell you why shortly. But what I can say is this is an extremely useful topic. Extremely useful. I cannot emphasize that enough. It's extremely useful. So I want to. You should be seeing the slides on your screen somewhere. Let me know if you're seeing the slide on your screen yet. Let me see. Are you showing? Are you showing my people the slides? Yes, it should be showing. Please confirm to me if you're seeing the slides. I'm assuming you should be seeing them somewhere, somehow. Okay, good. So let's talk about preparing for life and career success as a university student. And it would be good to know in the chat box what worries you the most about life after campus. What are your biggest worries? What are your biggest concerns when it comes to life after campus? Please, I want to confirm, not want to confirm. Can let me know in the chat box if you are able to see the slides, because from my end shows that the slides not yet. Okay, strange. Let me attempt again. Let me first stop the sharing. I know, because for some reason there were two screens open. So that could be the reason. Yeah, that could be the reason. This time around it works. Yeah, kindly type in the chat box if you're seeing any slide. Bear with me in regards to technology. Sometimes technology makes dances here and there. So I'm waiting to see in the comments if you can hear me, but I'm waiting to see if you're able to see the slide because I really want you to see the slides. So right now it's 13 minutes past 3. Is it not yet still or why? Okay, you should be seeing the slides now. At least from my monitoring screen, it seems to have reflected. But please let me know if you're seeing the slides. You should be seeing something like preparing for life and career success as a student, as a university student. Is that what you're seeing or not yet still? Black screen for now. It's a black screen for now. Still seeing just a black screen. But you're hearing me because I know the monitoring screen showed black, then later. It's visible on my end. Okay, good, fantastic. Great, let's go. I was getting concerned. All right, great. So let me see if I put it in presentation mode, if it works fine or not. Okay, so I want us to talk about preparing for life and career success as a university student. And here you can learn, you can ask questions, and you can also unlearn in the process. So I usually like looking at the clarity, the mindset, the strategies, the skill set, and mastery. So for you as a university student or senior six vacus, this is very useful for you in a sense that I actually started my first personal growth journey when I was a university student. And if I tell you that where I did that from, let me actually first take you back to my story where it all began. Some of you could have had my personal story, some of you may not have. If you've ever had my story, say yes. If you've never had my story, say no, meaning you've never had my personal story. But I know definitely there must be some of us who've never heard my story. So I want to, either way, just share my story, but I want to keep it brief since we've started late. I was born in a very humble background. Humble is a political word for saying very poor, in a place called Ruti. Ruti is 3 kilometers, Mbarana Kavale Road. And I was born in a poor, challenging environment. And my father was also very generous with his wisdom. He had 2 years of schooling. He was a tailor, but he taught me things like be honest, work hard, wherever you go, speak up, respect your elders, greet people, make friends, befriend smarter kids at school, which I thought was a really cool advice. I was a very smart guy, okay? So I lost my mother when I was 9 years old. Most of my life, I spent it in Mzigo, meaning um, one room, and in between the room is a curtain, and behind the curtain is where the VIPs sleep. I grew up with very low confidence and self-esteem, which brings us to the topic that we are talking about today. So because I was in a poor environment, used to hear lots of negativity from all my relatives. So it was quite a very challenging environment. Used to hear all sorts of negative declarations, and that's why I always advise parents, guardians, teachers. If you are listening in, please never declare and prophesy negativity to children or young people, even old people. And if you're listening in, you can use me as an excuse. Say, by the way, Uncle Ethan advised that declaring negative things towards one's life is not good. And it's not just Uncle Ethan saying. Even the Bible is clear that whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is good of good report, think about such things. That's according to Paul. So it's very crucial to pay attention to our language, to the words that in the beginning was the word was with God, the word was God. So the words are creative because God is creator. So words create. And that means let's be careful what we declare to people and what we declare to ourselves. So you have to really pay extreme attention around that. So anyhow, I was in that environment. I lost my mom when I was 9 years old. I used to feel bad because of those circumstances I've told you about, but putting on tattered clothes, not put on my first solid pair of shoes when I was in senior one, and also the fact that it's not like I was muscular or talented in sports. I was like physically endowed to have that athletic prowess and the like. So that's what I was an average kid. I was unexceptional in academics because at least there I used to thrive. I remember in primary I used to be always among the top three. So at least that gave me a bit of solace. My turning point happened when I was in senior five. So I did work P7, senior one. Up to a bit, senior four passed very well. Then went to senior five. And that's where my turning point happened. There was a debate competition. It was titled Constituent Assembly Debate. And it was to usher in the current 1995 constitution we have in Uganda. And each constituency had to send in a representative to discuss and contribute ideas of what they wanted to see enshrined in the current constitution. So in the same breath, the way each district would send a woman representative, say, okay, let's also have children, meaning below the age of 18, to send a rep. So we competed, and by God's grace, I was the best debater among the boys. So they wanted a boy and a girl. So that shifted my confidence and self-esteem by like 1,000 times. Because from nowhere I became very visible. I would now stand for student political offices and I would win literally every office I would stand for. That's the power of visibility and speaking. So from then on, my identity shifted. And that's the first tip I want to give you. The first core premise of boosting your confidence and self-esteem is to know who you are. What are your strengths? What are your abilities? And you'll be shocked. I sometimes meet people in their 40s and they don't know who they are. And that's why I am passionate and keen to share these things with you. So I prefer that you learn these things now rather than struggle with them later. Because the earlier you get to know who you are, what makes you tick, the easier it will be for you. Because for me, I was lucky I got to know my abilities by the age of 17. I knew by campus time, I had a general idea what my direction was going to be. So you need to start, if you don't know, That's your task. What are you strong at? What do you excel at? What comes so easy to you? Because I guarantee you, God did not create us the same. God created us differently. Therefore, we are meant to play different roles based on our strengths and abilities. Anyhow, from then on, my perspective shifted shortly after that. Unfortunately, my father died, which was a very painful experience. And now I was an orphan. An orphan meant I could not, I didn't have enough resources to take care of myself. So it's my daddy's friends, and I got a partial bursary from Bara Municipality to finish A levels. And by God's grace, made it to my career university on government sponsorship, and I'm so thankful for that. Now, when I got to the university, at least I knew I had to keep myself visible. I kept myself very visible, and someone saw my talent, recommended me, and now I represented Uganda at the Commonwealth Youth Forum during CHOGM, the CHOGM then of 1997. That should tell you how young I am. That should tell you how young Uncle Ethan is. Yes. So I even met Prince Charles on table number 17. I'll never forget. That CHOGM then was in Scotland. Came back. 98 was another turning point for me. A gentleman called Gerard Serwaji was preaching. Unfortunately, he passed on. May God rest his soul in eternal peace. Talking about never giving up, and I felt like God telling me that's what we need in Africa, someone who can give people hope. So, and I also felt inspired to ask him if he could mentor me. He said yes. So I went to him, and he started mentoring me and teaching me and coaching me, which had a huge shift in my life. Uh, Before I finished campus, I knew I wanted to do motivational speaking, inspire people, impact people's lives across the world. I knew. So anyhow, first, as things went on or went by, I graduated and got internships, got opportunities to do internships in the US, and which was also another big milestone. But then the something that happened was during that period, I said, you know what, one day I want to be self-employed. So I decided later, became self-employed to do motivational speaking, coaching, and training. That's how I formed also co-founded Success Africa as a company where we do human resource consulting and training, which you can find at success-africa.com. But my desire has always been to go forth, impact the world, and I've been in 25 countries, published books like Confidence and Self-Esteem, Public Speaking, Life, then Wisdom and Success Quotes, then Get Motivated in 30 Seconds or Less. So that's been, as of now, I'm married to one wife who is a woman, and I have two beautiful and brilliant girls. And I love what I do. And I'm here to share with you some wisdom as your uncle, okay? Because in our times, a child of your neighbor was your child. So in a way, consider you to be like my nephews and nieces that could potentially benefit from this head of 40, 80 years old, okay? And that's why my desire is that what I see people struggling with in their later years should be resolved in people's lives in their younger years. My coach tells me that, Ethan, your job is to make sure that your children are better than you. So I also believe that our generation, the older generation like us, we have a responsibility to support younger people like you so that you can even be better than us. Okay, that's the premise. And my purpose really is to impact people's lives. So I would like you to go ahead and type in the chat box because it will give me perspective on what to talk about now and what to talk about later. What worries you most about life after campus or after university? What are your worries or concerns? Please go ahead, type it in the chat box. I'll be monitoring it here to see what you're saying and all that. So yeah, let me see. Yeah, so it will be good. So that's my story. So clarity, what does success actually mean? Now, please go ahead and type in the chat box. I want to hear your 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 challenges or questions or worries. Okay. What does success actually mean? Because that's the subject matter for today in terms of okay, I can see you've started typing in the chat box like Angela Karunji has already typed in the chat box that the job I aspire to get isn't profitable. Okay. Yeah, that's a fair concern. Please go ahead and type in the chat box what you want, not what you want, but the things that are concerning you or worrying you. So now that doesn't mean that I'll address it now, but at least if I don't address it today, then I can always address whatever questions you have. I can address them later. So that's my promise. So please type in the questions. Even if I don't answer all of them, I know that eventually I will answer. Okay, so just um, another part says getting a job and responsibility that comes along, like paying rent. Yeah, I hear you. I can relate. I can relate, my friend. Yes, I can relate. Before leaving campus, I used to worry about that also. Okay, cool. Please type, 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 type. I'll see how to address some of those questions later. Okay, what does success actually mean now? So, career success is not just getting a high GPA or landing a prestigious job title or following someone else's timeline. What I mean by someone else's timeline is because people will say, oh, by this time you should be this, by this time you should be this. Well, most times, yes, sometimes no. I should say sometimes yes, sometimes no. For example, when is the right time to get married? Well, the perfect time is the perfect time for you. That's what I would say. We have different timelines. Then the other one is it's not about having a perfect linear path. Okay? That's not what success. But career success, in my view, if I may give you my perspective, is building transferable skills, meaning you can use this skill to create results, to produce an outcome. And one of the things I would encourage you to think about is wherever you're learning or wherever you are, always ask yourself, is this skill transferable? Am I learning? Is this adding value? Does this add value to people? Where I am, does it make a difference? So that's very crucial for you to take note. Another one is creating multiple income possibilities. Someone was asking, I aspire to get that my job may not be profitable. Well, even if it's not profitable, it's you to create your own safety net by creating other income opportunities. Some call it multiple sources of income. Start thinking and planning for them now and creating them now. There are some, I know I wasn't as gifted in business as some of my friends, but I know of some friends who started businesses when they were still at campus. Some of them when they were still teenagers. So the earlier you start, and those people had a big advantage compared to other people. So start early. The earlier you can start, the better. Don't wait. It can mean that you ask yourself, what service can I provide to students? I know someone who started lending money when he was still a university student and is now worth billions of shillings or worth millions of dollars now. The other career success I also believe is developing professional resilience. So professional resilience is very crucial, meaning you don't give up when there are challenges. You don't give up. You don't feel bad. You keep going. Then also aligning work with your values and strength. My belief is the work you choose should be in alignment to your strength. It's not a must. It's my advice. Then the work will get easier. You will find it very easy to be a person of excellence when your work is in alignment with your strength. Then you enjoy it. So like right now, for me, I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy engaging people. I enjoy adding value. That's why I'm doing this for free without even asking you a penny. Okay, but also there are people or organizations that pay me to do this work. So here is the new reality to take note of. As someone who is at the university, you're about to get to the university. Here is the new reality. 85% of 2030 jobs don't exist yet. They're in the making. And with AI, it's going to create new jobs. AI is making some people lose jobs, but guess what? It's also creating new jobs. We also know that an average person will have 12 plus career changes because we are in the gig economy. And with the way timelines are changing, when you look at how long the Industrial Revolution took, how long the agricultural age took, and then you look at how, for example, the information age has taken and how long the AI age is taking and the collaboration age. So it's amazing. So time is getting shrunk, and therefore we are going to find careers, new careers getting born quickly. Skills have 5 year half-life, and this is as of now, but as the years go by, sooner rather than later, it might even be like a year. And your network equals your net worth. I'm sure that is not news to you. So here's the mental software that you need to prepare for your life and career ahead of you. Number one, you need to have the architect mindset. You need to think and visualize that you're building your life, not finding it. Meaning you design intentionally and iterate constantly. Iterating means keep changing, twisting. You see, if you see, I'm a soccer fan and a national fan of that, is sometimes you see when a team is playing against the other and they're not getting the results, they will send in that substitutes. It means they want to change the strategies somehow. They want to change the approach, the attack or the defending, so or sequences. So even in your career, think to yourself, based on where I want to go, is the path I'm taking going to get me there? And if it's not, change. If it's if it is, continue. The other mindset is called the portfolio mindset. Here you need to think of multiple streams of income. And you need to think that multiple streams of experience, I beg your pardon. Multiple streams of experience equals multiple streams of opportunity. So you'll find in today's day and age, we talk about stacking skills, stacking abilities. Let me give you an example. If, for example, so you can see here projects plus internship plus research plus freelancing. So such a person will be very attractive to a guy like me. Now, multiple streams of experience. Let me give you an example. Assuming you're an engineer and you study and you graduate with a mechanical engineering degree. Well and good, congratulations. But let's just suppose a fellow competitor, someone who was in class with you, learns other things like project planning and management. Then they could learn sales and marketing. Now, when you go on the job market, if it's an engineering firm, I say, as an engineering firm, we have to source for business. So this guy who has selling skills will come in much more handy. And when we need hands-on, practical, mechanical skill sets, then he can also or she can also do the same. So all of a sudden, this person who has multiple streams of experience will beat you to the opportunity. My advice to young people is learn as much as possible, expose yourself as much as possible. Do not limit yourself. Then later, as you grow older, you start honing in and specializing. But at this stage, when you're young, go out there, be open-minded. Attempt as many things as possible because you don't know where your next opportunity is going to come from. And usually, most employers, when they are looking for experience, they usually look for someone who's more well-rounded. The other mindset is the anti-fragile mindset. I'm sure you've heard the saying that what doesn't break me makes me stronger. That's good. And we say, fail forward, embrace uncertainty as growth fuel. Where other people call it failure, call it growth opportunity. Okay? Let me see what we have here. One of the questions, making ends meet in terms of rent, transport, food, and actually getting a job with no experience. Is starting a business the way to go even after my degree? Okay, that's a great question. I will answer at the end. Okay, now let me share with you the launch model or the launch protocol that launch, we are going to use the word launch as an acronym as you're launching yourself out to the world. Please let me know in the chat box, does this make sense? Type the word sense if what I've shared with you so far makes sense. And if it doesn't, say not yet. What do you mean by this? Then I can repeat or clarify something that you believe may not be as clear. Let's talk about the launch protocol, a framework for intentional growth. L, what does it stand for? Linkage mapping. So you need to start identify, okay, sense, you can see sense. Identify connections between courses, projects, and interests. Now create your learning web visualizations. Okay, if I'm learning this, what does it mean? Okay, what does this help me to do? If you're learning mass communication, for example, you could see yourself on TV or radio or being an online content creator. A, apprenticeship mentality. Every professional is a potential teacher. Treat internships as paid learning expeditions. So whichever internship you go to, whenever I bump into a young person doing an internship, this is my typical advice. Work, behave as if you're being paid 10 million shillings already. Because that's how you should be thinking. Okay? Let me confirm here that all is well. Let me check here on my phone. Okay, good. Just a moment. Okay, good. Fine. So the moment you start treating your internship as a learning expedition, then guess what? You earn in the process. But some people treat internships as a joke. Let me give you a practical example, and this is very relevant to today's topic. Sometime back, about 6 or so years ago, 6 to 7 years ago, we got 4 interns, 4 at Success Africa. And we ended up retaining 1. Why? Because the other one, the one we retained, used to keep time, took his job seriously. The other 3 lost the opportunity. So the other mindset that would be useful in alignment with that is look at every opportunity as an audition. Life is testing you, my friend. If you're going for a meeting, it's a test. It's a test. Life is testing you. You need to pass that test. Take one of my teachers, Les Brown, was referring to his mentor who said that when you treat life casually, you become a casualty. So don't treat opportunities casually. Don't treat your time at the university casually. Because also there are employers who will look at your grades that can also influence the opportunity. You, uncertainty training. Practice making decisions with incomplete information. Join hackathons, case competitions, startups. Train your brain to be okay with uncertainty. Because there are some people who wait for everything to be well lined up for them. Most times life doesn't work that way, my friend. You have to be at peace with uncertainty. Because out of uncertainty, that's where certainty will come from. N, network engineering. Build relationships with intention, not just collection. Don't just collect business cards. And I've seen myself being a victim of that also. Think about quality, the quantity of contacts, the depth and breadth of these contacts. And I can share with you a practical example. When I was at the university, I used to participate in different associations. Those associations would take me outside campus and I would interact with some mature people. I remember one of the experiences we had was we went for this meeting at a hotel. It was called Nile Hotel then, now Serena. It was my first time to sit in a big hotel and take tea and discuss business. I was a university student. Okay? So you need to be keen on these opportunities. Then I got an opportunity to do some volunteer work. I got to learn about sales. I got to learn talking about I got to learn about interacting with strangers. And one of my biggest lessons I learned when I was still a university student, when I was volunteering, this gentleman called Sam Hambuzi told me, said that he learned when he was one of the lecturers from Malaysia told him that you yearn, you learn, and then you earn. Those are the three processes. That's the three-step process. I thought that really created an impression on me. You have to desire something, then learn about it. Then from that's how you earn. But there are people who think that, oh, once I start earning, surely I'll also be motivated to work. No. You get motivated to work, then you earn more. Capstone projects, create tangible proof of your abilities. Don't just take courses, create portfolio pieces. Develop something, create something, showcase something. Okay? Showcase something. And then the H, which is the last letter in the word launch, is hybrid skill stacking. Technical plus human skills is an unbeatable combo. Giving an example of coding and empathy, data plus storytelling. You could add, for example, accounting plus public speaking plus leadership. One of the most influential people from the finance background is a gentleman called Japheth Kato. The guy is great at public speaking. And I believe that's one of the reasons he ended up being a CEO of Capital Markets Authority. So keep upgrading your skill sets. The way a software upgrades in versions, for you, what upgrades in terms of version is mindset, skill set, and tool sets. One of those, of course, we should be learning is AI, or artificial intelligence. Let's talk about the foundational layer. The foundational layer are core academics, critical thinking, and digital literacy. The middle layer is communication, collaboration, adaptability, and problem solving. So that's the foundational and middle layer. Okay. How about the top layer? Now, this is where we get specialized technical skills, as an example. You have industry knowledge. You have a personal brand. The personal brand is very, very useful. Each one of you should be having some social media accounts where you're creating content and adding value and putting your name out there, because time is going to come and you send in your application. Guess what? The employer goes to Google, types in your name, and usually what pops up are the social media channels attached to your name. So here's the wisdom for the digital age. That the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. That's a Chinese proverb. That your degrees here is a modern career truth, that your degree gets you the interview, but your character gets you the job. And character is formed based on values, habits, experiences, how you have persevered. Are you truthful? Naval Ravikant is someone I would encourage you to follow. You can check him on. He posts a lot on Twitter. So search for him on Twitter. It says, "Don't chase money, chase competence, create value, and money will follow." See, chase competence, which is skill, create value, meaning you produce something. Now, value was learning from one of my teachers. I said, value is created when you solve a problem. That's what value is. If you can solve a problem, then you've created value. So like right now, if my content or this conversation or this presentation helps you solve one of the problems you have, then I would have created value for you. That's what we mean by value. Then money will follow. If you solve people's problems, you get the money. And Adam Grant says that networking isn't about connecting with people. It's about connecting people with ideas, opportunities, and other people. I like that. I really like that. Not just about you connecting with people, but if this is what I mean. Next time you find someone that you want to connect with, rather than just talking and searching for ways on how and what they can do for you, instead, think on what you can do for them. Is there an article you want to share with them? Is there a podcast you want to share with them that you believe would be useful? Can you introduce them to someone that you believe they would be useful to each other? Actually, I've enjoyed that last part. I'm actually gifted. That's one of my giftings. I love connecting people who I imagine and believe that they will be of great use to each other. Now, I want to share with you 6 timeless skills and 1 mindset. And when I say timeless, I really mean that. Meaning, whether there is AI or no AI, whether there is another revolution, of course, another one will come, that something else will come that will replace AI. These are skills. Please listen to me carefully. In my view, this is the most crucial slide that I'm going to show you. If you take this to heart and you start working on what I'm going to share with you right now, you'll be ahead of your peers by a million miles. That I can guarantee you. Because remember, it's about your competence also. 1 is public speaking. Master the art of public speaking. Why? Because when you master public speaking, then what happens is you'll be able to influence bigger masses. And the more influence you have, the more impact you have. The more impact you have, most likely the more income you have. But at least you have a bigger impact. You feel proud of yourself. You influence masses. And it elevates your personal brand. Like all the people I've coached in the art of public speaking, they always see a progression in their career quickly. In less than 2 hours, less than 2 years, I beg your pardon. Less than 2 years, they see growth in their careers. Next, sales and marketing. Can you convince people to buy an idea, to buy a product or service? Because once you do that, you become unstoppable. Now, if you're especially looking to get jobs or work in the, and I know some of us asked some questions, I want to make sure I respond to some of the questions. If you're in the private sector, for example, that is a priceless skill. When they are restructuring, the last people they restructure are people who are into sales and marketing because they bring in the money. Next, leadership and management. Can you put people together to get them to produce something? That's leadership and management skills. If you do that, you become productive. Now, if I were you, I would be reading books, attending workshops. Leadership and management, look for opportunities to lead. Public speaking, look for opportunities to speak. Sales and marketing, go join a network marketing company, go sell something. If you're gifted in sales and marketing and you love it and it produces results, for example, and you can sell coaching services, human resource training services, or in our space, go to success-africa.com, go to ethanvictory.com, or ethanmussolini.com, because I'm still in the process of changing everything, my brand assets. If you're able to sell, come, let's talk. If you're comfortable to sell straight sales commission, learn, start now. Social skills and networking is another skill. Number four, very, very important skill. Priceless skill. Because whatever you want is with someone else out there or is through someone. Either someone has it or through them you can get to that thing that you want. And that you won't learn by just hiding in your bedroom. Now, let me tell you something that is standing in the way for most young people, even old people, but young people even more so. Please, by that. So, this gadget here can become an asset or it can become a cost. I've seen most people when they are out, they're on their phones. Phone. This phone. Next time you're out, learn to talk to people more than the people who are in front of you, rather than people who are miles and miles away from you. Please learn to interact with people and network. The other one is productivity and time management. That's another skill. If you can produce a lot in less time, you become super valuable. You become unstoppable. Then your boss will be looking out for you, saying, ha, this one, what can they do? This one produces a lot. Next is emotional intelligence. So social skills is about social intelligence. Then emotional intelligence is about how you manage your emotions and how you deal with other people's emotions. So, and then the one mindset that I want you to have is confidence and self-esteem. If you can have these skill sets, but then you hold confidence and self-esteem as the base that holds all these together, because you might know how to speak in public, but if you're not confident, you'll be shy. You might know how to sell. With no confidence, you'll be shy. You may know how to deal with it, but with no confidence, you'll struggle. You may know how to interact with people, but with no confidence, you'll run away. You may know how to manage your time. You may have the skill sets, but if you don't believe in yourself, well, you might hold back. Same thing with emotional intelligence. Now, this is what I want you to do this week. Number one, the LinkedIn audit. So if you're on LinkedIn, type the word LinkedIn. If you're on LinkedIn, because if you're not on LinkedIn, you're cheating yourself. LinkedIn has the largest, as of this date, as of 2026, LinkedIn has the largest collection of professionals. So you need to be on LinkedIn. If you're not on it, please set a goal to do it today. Update your profile beyond just education. What are the things that you've done? Add 3 skills with endorsements. Find industry leaders. Because then when you follow industry leaders, you start getting knowledge, perspectives, wisdom that is great. And these are things that will make you stand out. And by the time you graduate from college or from university, you'll be way, way ahead of the world if you really follow these things I'm telling you. Post one thoughtful comment. Go on different LinkedIn posts, the ones you like, post, comment. Activity number 2, the Unlearn Challenge. Going into the Unlearn Challenge. Identify one outdated belief about careers. Because one of the outdated beliefs about careers is you must specialize. Later, yes, but in the beginning, don't learn as much as possible. Next, Research 3 people with a non-linear path. I know like Alan Kasuja did law, I believe, yes. But he ended up being a broadcaster. He used to work with Capital FM, if I'm not mistaken, then later BBC. I don't know why he went after that. But yeah, non-linear path. Mitch, Uncle Mitch, he studied veterinary medicine from Makero University. He's into communications. He's a big time MC. Jano. To clarify your mind. This is something I wish someone had told me way earlier. And when you're journaling, you can say to yourself, what if the opposite was true? Next, let's talk about the other activity. Activity 3 is what I call the coffee chat blueprint. The coffee chat blueprint. Message to alumni on LinkedIn. Hi, how are you doing? And don't just message, oh, can you get me a job? No, just first establish a relationship. Hi, I noticed you posted this thought, it was powerful, or oh, good to see you. Da, da, da. Oh, I found this article, I thought it would be useful for you. Share it with them. That's how you connect. And I admire your path in this field. Could I ask you 2 questions about growing in the engineering field? Admire your path in communications. Could I ask you 2 questions about accessing opportunities as a TV anchor? Now, one of the secrets to help you with this is you can actually find opportunities, and when you engage with people, you ask them, say, okay, how can I be of service? How can I be of help? And you can even directly offer, okay, I would be happy to offer you 2 hours a week. Now, here is the semester success planner. Month 1 coffee chat with a professional. At least every month, chat with a professional. Ask yourself, because here's the deal. If all your conversations are only with your colleagues, then guess what? Your colleagues don't have jobs. They won't hire you. So you need to expand your net. See, when a fisherman goes out to the lake, doesn't just go with one net, they go with several nets. Those who go with one, they catch little. Those who go with many nets, they catch a lot. So the more chats, the more nets you throw out there, the more opportunities you harvest. 2, 1 skill building workshop. And now there are many online. In our times, you had to go attend somewhere physically. Now there are many online. Coursera is a good source. Next, one portfolio project update. Weekly, have at least 5 hours of deliberate learning. In fact, I would say 7, ideally. So that every day you're investing an hour of learning, every day. The more you learn, the more you earn. But I should also add, the more useful learning you have, the more you earn. Have 3 meaningful network interactions. Because again, this is what's going to serve you down the road. 2 hours of reflection stroke journaling. Journal. Now, on a daily basis, there are a couple of things that you can do. Number 1, morning intention setting. When you're starting your day, set an intention. Say, this is what I want to achieve. Also, have evening gratitude stroke achievement log. So at the end of the evening, say, okay, what did I achieve? What am I grateful for? How am I feeling about this? What am I happy about? So express your gratitude through and through. See, when you express your gratitude, number one, it uplifts your mood, you attract better opportunities, and you're more creative as a result. Now, of all these things, I should add, have God at the center of all this. I believe that's the best advice I can give you. Ask God for divine guidance. Where do you want me to go? Who do you want me to talk to? What do you want me to work on? Social media boundary setting. So you should know and start telling yourself, you know what? Here I can go to this platform. These are the platforms I'm comfortable with. These I want to go. And also limit how. So consume social media with purpose. It's okay to be entertained, but if I were you, I wouldn't spend more than an hour on entertainment content. I would spend whichever amount of time you have, I would spend like 10 to 20% max for entertainment and 80 to 90% on useful educational skill building information. Okay, cool. Now I want us to switch into Q&A because actually I can switch here directly to my laptop. Okay, so please go ahead and type in the chat box, one, what you found most useful, and two, what is your most burning question? What's your most burning question? Now, I had already answered the question from Kalonji about the job I aspire to get. What if it's not profitable? I'd already answered that. Now, the part of getting a job and responsibility that comes along, like paying rent, yeah, you have to be ready to be responsible. And my perspective around that is the more you're willing to take responsibility, the further you grow. If you're a single man, for example, just know that women love men who are responsible. Okay, and take responsibility. And please, if you're a guy, the moment you finish university, I don't expect you to be staying with your parents. Get out, become a man. Become a man. Go rent however dinky the place is, then you learn to be responsible. But if you're a guy and you're still hanging around your parents and you've already graduated, no. Go sleep in that small house, sleep hungry, then you wake up the following day hungry to look for a job, hungry to look for money. So for me, I was lucky that I did not have the luxury of going somewhere to after campus. I did not have some rich uncles. Of course, I didn't have parents. But one of the mistakes I see young people make is because your parent is well off, then you're like, okay, why should I suffer? No, it's not about suffering. It's about building resilience. It's about building character. Go out there and do something. Create something. Okay? Just go sell. Go slash someone's compound and they give you what's the word? And they give you 5,000 shillings. Then you depend on that for your lunch. Trust me, that is more character building than just begging. I guarantee you that. Okay. So there was a question here around making ends meet. In terms of rent, transport, this is the one. In terms of making ends meet, in terms of rent, transport, food, and actually getting a job with no experience. So that part of no experience, it's you to create the experience. Don't wait for experience to come to you. Go look for experience. Go offer your services for free. And then say, but when I'm done, once you're done, say, can you please give me a recommendation letter of what you think about my work? Then, when they are writing that letter, they won't even mention that you worked for free, but they will say, okay, so and so was very exceptional and diligent, and we used to keep time, and he was creative and suggesting great ideas. So that alone can get you a job. So don't wait for experience. Go create the experience. Start a business. Because you're asking me, is starting a business the way to go even after my degree? That is relative. That is relative, my friend. The older I get, the more I discover that not everyone is wired out for business. It's tough. Having said that, it is one of the best character building ventures you can ever get into. In my view, starting a business, getting married, having children, I'm yet to find opportunities that are more possibly military or security forces. I've never been in the military, but I have huge respect for people in the military circles because imagine it takes a lot of discipline to do that kind of training. But for the wananchi, for the civilians, those three, parenting, marriage, business, those will build your character big time. So, in a way, whether you're wired for business or not, I believe it would be good to just go dip your toe there to teach you something big. So, is it a way to go? Absolutely. And one of the best opportunities I know, I was told when I was young, and I still believe it today, is go into a network marketing company. Learn. The least that will happen, you learn how to talk to people. You learn to talk to strangers. You overcome your fear of speaking to strangers. And that skill will be useful for you whether you choose to pursue business or not. Because guess what? Even if you are in a formal employment, if you're working, let's assume you're working in a non-for-profit space. If you go out to meet stakeholders, guess what? These stakeholders are strangers to you. It could be donors or people from another organization. They are not friends. They're not your friends per se. So you need to learn that skill. And by the way, just to let you know, I would encourage you, if you haven't done so, please subscribe to this channel so that next time when I'm coming in with another live stream, you get the notification and tap the notifications. I also post a lot of content here on life and career development, plus communications, and also share this link with some of your friends and colleagues so that they can learn and you review this content. Come back and review this content over and over again. When you listen to something several times, there are many distinctions I've shared here. So back to the experience. Yeah, so you will learn to talk to strangers. Oh, one other technique I would give you, I believe would be priceless for you, is every day talk to a stranger. Say, hello, how are you? Introduce yourself. Learn to, even when you're fearful, just look at people in the eye and introduce yourself. Because if you can, you use every moment as a training ground, so that when an opportunity pops up, you're ready to go. Because I'll tell you, even when you're looking for a job, and I know majority of us, that's what we'll be looking for, some of the things they're looking for, they're looking at your confidence and communications abilities. So you need to start practicing now. Don't wait then, start now. Talk to strangers. Talk to as many students as possible when you're at the university. When you go out for lunch, speak to as many as possible. When you're in a taxi, don't just sit and be quiet and plug in your headphones and then you're just on your phone. Come on. Talk to the person on your left. Talk to the person on your left. Talk, engage, practice, live, engage with life, and life will engage with you. Again, I wish someone had told me these things when I was your age. And that's why I'm communicating with passion, so that hopefully it can go deep into your subconscious mind and start processing this. Okay? Internships, are the ones during the university holiday sufficient, or can they be done during the semester? Well, I don't know the setup for your work, but let me tell you something. I believe I've understood your question. Or can they be done during the semester? So if you can do both, even better. I really mean that. What do I mean? Let's just suppose you're doing an internship during holidays, that's one. But then during the semester, if I were you and I know I pretty smart or I'm smart enough with academia, then I would consider doing some extra work. And extra work might even mean you're doing it remotely. For example, there is a university student been training on how to create content, and I'm looking at her getting ready to help me with some of the content. That's something she can do, and it may not necessarily take her 2 hours a day. That's one. Option two is you could be an evening student and during the day you work. It's possible. Let me tell you something. People say, oh, I wish I could go to the US. I wish I could go to Europe. Let me tell you something. There are people who work and juggle as many as 4 jobs or even more. And they sleep for very few hours. So what stops you from studying and working if there is an opportunity? The opportunity is there and you work while studying, unless you want, but if you want to become a university professor, then, and that's part of your career trajectory, then getting a first-class degree as an example becomes a big, big benefit. So I wouldn't advise juggling jobs, unless of course you need to survive, and you must survive. You don't have pocket money and all that stuff. I'm talking about pocket money. Please, ladies, sometimes you get guys convincing you and messing you around, confusing you. Hey, work, get your money in your own pocket. And then when they flash around chips and chicken, you already have that. And may I also advise that I've seen, please listen to me carefully. So I know this wasn't part of the plan, but I'll say it. I know you're that age. Please, protected sex. Please. If I may talk to some ladies here, just however much you're dating a guy, however much you love the guy until you're married, do not accept live sex at all. Abstinence is the best option. But if you can't, please never feel like, oh, this one loves me so much. No. Please protect your dignity, because I've seen cases and stories of a gentleman impregnates a woman and then he disappears. That wasn't part of the plan, but I feel like someone needs to hear this, either here live on this call or listening in the recording. Please, please, please take note that there are some gentlemen who don't care so much about your future. They just want to enjoy the moment now, and that's it. Guys, if you open your zip, be ready to open your wallet to take care of the children you produce. Because I've also had cases, if you're a guy and you impregnate a lady, please be ready to take responsibility. It bothers me to see single mothers and guys hiding somewhere or disappearing. So these are things you need to know ahead of time, such that you don't jump into these things very late. And because, again, this is Uncle Ethan series, I'm speaking to you like you're my nephew or niece. So I want to tell you the brutal truth. During our times, these are things we couldn't talk about in public, but I feel we should talk about these subjects in the open, because these are realities out there. Okay, so this is my challenge to you. I want you to believe in yourself. Know that your life, you have one life to live. Live it well. Set goals. Believe in yourself. Hang around good people. Believe in God. Pray. Listen to God's divine guidance. Listen. Journal. Don't just spend all the time on your social media. Connect. Listen to God for divine guidance to make things happen. So it would be good for you to, I hope this serves you, and it would be good for you to type in the chat box, because I really want to speak to university students, and because my first mentor came to me when I was at the university, and there was a huge impact. So I hope this serves you and adds value to you. You're welcome. Type in the chat box what you found most useful about this conversation, and also which subjects or topics do you want me to talk about in the future that would help you as you're preparing for life out there, as you prepare to go out in the world. What would you want me to talk about? Just give me, you can type in the chat box, leave the questions there, and may the good Lord bless you. Even though we may have never met, just know I believe in you. I love you. I thank you. I thank God for you. I thank you for coming and tuning in. So next Saturday, I'll be here again to be of service. As I'm 48 years old now, as of this recording, and I feel as I get closer to my 50s, I want to serve as many young people as possible because I wish I had someone telling me what I'm telling you now 27 years ago. I wish. Then I would be way, way ahead of time. So my intention is that what I'm sowing in you will grow and blossom, and that you succeed way beyond measure. Because when you succeed and you're happy, the world is a better place to live in. And that's, I believe, what bringing heaven on planet Earth is. That on earth as it is in heaven, as the Lord's Prayer says. So, yeah, that's it, my friend. So this is Uncle Ethan, or Ethan Victory, for the messenger of hope and success. I love what I do, and I'm glad that you're here and tuning in, spending your valuable time with your crazy Uncle Ethan here. And yeah, so I hope you use some of this wisdom to go forth and teach it. Come back, listen to this, share it with your friends. Look for the link. If you go to Ethan Victory Official on YouTube, it should be somewhere there among the lives. And God bless you, whatever that means to you. And Happy New Year! May it be super successful for you, and may the desires of your heart be fulfilled according to God's will, of course. God bless. So, unless there is any question, I'll just hang in here for a minute, just in case. Lubanga Kevin says, thank you very much. I've liked and enjoyed the entire engagement. You're welcome, my friend, and God bless you. I appreciate your kind words, Mr. Lubanga. So I don't know what your dreams are. May they come true. And I noticed you even asked a question earlier, so it means you're very active. So I like that. God bless. Okay, so I'll hang in here for about a minute, just in case there is any extra question for Uncle Ethan. Okay, but if you haven't subscribed again, subscribe to this channel, share this recording with other people, come back, listen to it. Trust me, you will learn more magical things. When you go through something the second time, you always learn something new. That's been my experience. Okay, cool. Let me see if there's, remember to something from this other screen. No. Okay, cool. All right. Ciao. Happy New Year. Whatever that means to you. Enjoy your Saturday. And for you who are watching the recording, enjoy your day or your afternoon or evening, whatever that means to you. God bless. I'm seeing some comments here. I was about to close, then I've seen some comments flashing in. Thanks for the immense lessons granted. May God bless you. My take home is the foundation layer and middle layer. We catch up again. I've really enjoyed it. You're welcome. You're welcome, Ephraim. And I'm seeing some love notes flashing. Thank you, Uncle Ethan. I've followed all 3 sessions today. Amazing. Wow. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with your dedication. Wow. I'm very impressed. The one for children, somehow the transmission broke in between, so I'll have to redo it. Acha Jami, thank you for the engagement. You're welcome, my friend. I appreciate the kind words and regards. And trust me, I enjoy this work. That's what part of what I was placed on this planet Earth to do. Someone was kind to me. Many people were kind to me when I was younger. So I can never repay them. The best way to repay them is for me to multiply myself and impact more lives beyond myself and my family. So if you find value, it fulfills my heart. I call it psychic pay. There is physical cash, and then there is psychic pay. It is psychic, call it psychic pay, emotional pay, spiritual pay. So that's what it is. And yeah, when you tell me you're learning or growing, you're enjoying the session, that is priceless. And trust me, you'll meet me a few months from now, a few years from now, saying, "Oh, Ethan, that session you did, this is how it impacted me." So I hope to see you soon. And you can always leave questions in the chat box what you want me to talk about next time. God bless.